1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock. 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8.
Donnie Lamb Jones. Wide receiver. As a season ticket holder of the Jets, I'm going to fool Ken O'Brien of California Davis.
Obviously, the Jets know something that, the people up there don't. Fullback. Hello.
Roger Vick. Jeff Lageman.
Jets just don't understand the dress all back.
Blair Thomas, running back, Penn State. Johnny Mitchell. The New York Jets select tight end from Penn State, Kyle Brady. Vernon Golson.
Cleveland traded the 5th pick to the New York Jets. And with the 5th pick in the 2009 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select Mark Sanchez.
D. Milner.
Dino Smith. Jets select quarterback Christian Hackenberg.
Sam Darnold.
The New York Jets select Zach Wilson.
Future Pro Bowler, Elijah Moore.
Michael Carter, running back.
Hey, what's happening, everybody? It is good to be here. I am psyched. Welcome to the second to last 2022 10 o'clock mock here on Monday nights. I am GreenBean, and this is going to be a fun one, man. I have somebody waiting in the background that I'm really excited to get on. He has been waiting to come on for a few weeks now, but the guy was in Hawaii. So, hey, you got priorities. I'm going to tell you, Hawaii takes precedence over the 10 o'clock mock. I know that sounds weird. I know, I get it. But when it comes down to it, most people are going to say Hawaii 10 o'clock mock and Hawaii's going to win. That's the way it goes. So I'm happy to bring him on. You guys know and love him. And let's just say hello and get this thing started. So this is a tier 3 beanbagger. Another benefit that he gets is to be a co-host. Last week we had Mutt Viles on, and that was just such a great time. And this week you're going to see him. Here he comes. This is Iowan Jetsfan to help us out tonight. What's up, buddy? How you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you doing, GreenBean?
Me? I'm in a great mood, dude. I've been waiting all day for this. You know how it goes.
Yeah, me too, man. Day went by really slow.
Yeah, right. The days, when you're waiting to do something, it seems like forever. When you don't want it to come, like work the next morning or something, comes real quick, you know? Absolutely. So let me ask you, you went to Hawaii. Did you do the whole volcano thing?
Didn't get a chance to do that. No, we didn't get to drive up a volcano. I wanted to, but we didn't have enough time.
All right. Did you jump off a 400-foot cliff?
No, unfortunately.
No?
We did some zip lining, though.
There you go.
So,
Hawaiian zip lining. That had to be amazing.
It was really awesome. Yeah, it was really cool.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, man. That's one of the, look, as you know, I travel all over the place. I've seen and done plenty, but I have never been to Hawaii. And I'm envious. I have to be honest. I'm envious, man.
Yeah. They have chickens everywhere, oddly enough. Like, they have food truck courts in a lot of places and just like feral chickens around to beg for food. It's so weird and kind of really awesome. But yeah, all the tourists just feed the chickens because they're there.
And that's funny. We hear all kinds of stuff about Hawaii, but I'm going to be real honest. I haven't heard Hawaii where there's random stray chickens all over the place. I haven't heard that one.
It's crazy. So,
yeah. Well, look, I want to tell you, I'm happy to have you here, but I'm not necessarily happy that your trip had to end and that you're back. Tell everybody you came back. You are in Iowa.
Yep.
And what was the first thing you dealt with when you got back in Iowa?
Yeah, it snowed immediately. 40-degree weather and snow. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. I want to say to all my guys in the chat, what up, buttholes? Gotta say that once.
There you go. What up, buttholes indeed. Iowan Jetsfan is with us. Again, man, this is one of our regulars here, man. You know and love him. He's a great dude. I've gotten the opportunity to to meet him and get to know him a little bit over the past couple of months through Patreon. And he's just such a great guy. I sincerely believe that. And again, this is a tier 3 benefit. So I'm happy when guys take advantage. I have quite a few tier 3s that just say, that's fine. I don't need to do that. And that's cool. But I love that you were able to take advantage of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So let's say hello to some of these buttholes in the chat. Jake wants to know where I'm streaming from. Jake, I am in a closet. As you can probably hear the sound, there's a little bit of echoiness in this closet. I'm in a little closet in Staten Island. I'm right by the outer bridge, like right over the outer bridge on Staten Island. I'm right there. So I am in New York. I'm closer to all you guys than I have been in quite some time, but I'll be leaving here early tomorrow morning, and we're just gonna head back to Virginia. But thanks for asking, Jake. I'm in New York. So Vafadoost is here. We had a guy start it all off. I want to make attention. LabMine checked in 3.5 hours early to say that my takes are trash and I can't hold Zach accountable for shit. So thank you. Thank you for, clearly it's important that he conveyed that because he was in here at 6:20. Nick Rousseau is here. Trading back into the first. We're going to get into that just a little bit. Nick Rousseau, the early gang, my old buddy Matt Simon is back. Good to see you, Matt. OOK is back. Some of these guys, I got to see you guys this morning because we did a special live version of GreenBean's Jets Pod. As you probably know, every Monday I release on audio and video platforms the pre-prepared and edited 1 hour long, the long form podcast. And today, because of Easter and Passover in Baltimore and Staten Island and New Jersey, I wasn't able to do that. So I just, you know what, let's go live. So I did that. And a lot of you guys, so this is a little bit of an extended hang time for us today. Kyle Ornsby's back. Hey, Kyle. Wat2K's in the chat. Don't forget Wat2K. He's going to be, if you see next to his name, he's got a little wrench. Me and Iowa were just talking about that. Wat2K knows how to fix stuff, man. That's why I gave him the wrench. So if you're going to talk about rough stuff, Wat2K will be there to keep you in line. The main catch is here. Good for you, main catch. Nice to see you. Ant Jets. Drew is here. New York Jets fan 4. What's up with you, buddy? Like I said, Vafadoost saying, we want Sap. That's right. Remember that, man? I still remember that draft. I was in my buddy Mike's house. I was with the 2 Giants fans, a Dallas Cowboy fan, and a Miami Dolphins fan. And we were all convinced they were going Sap. Listen to the crowd. It's the obvious thing. When they said Kyle Brady, there was about 10, 15 seconds of silence, and then they all laughed at me. You suck. Like that was how it happened. That's my moment. Jason Valente, he says it kills him every time. I know, man. I know. Hank is here. Hank G, what's up, Hank? MC is back. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. Sully's here. Paul Olakowski's here. That's right, man. And I'm so happy that you guys are here. Stud City's back. Robbie Oak, Shane Coughlin, Skills Baby. Yeah, so many of you guys. John Rogers from the land down under. He says, good morning. That still tickles me. I'm telling you, I'm never going to tire of the fact that we really do reach Australia, New Zealand. We have that guy from Malaysia that checks in. We got the UK, Ireland, Germany. It blows my doors off. And that's our Jets community. It's just so cool to see. What's up, Jets mess? Jason Valente, Raw Power. Again, Eminon. It's so good to see you guys. Sack Exchange is here. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. Jets Forever is starting it off. He starts it off every week with a little bit of green love. Now, just to prepare you, he's going to tell us that our opinions suck in just a few minutes.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
he starts it correct. He's like, hey, I just want you to know, I love you guys.
Right.
You're just all stupid. That's what he's about to do.
Yeah, I know. And it's hilarious. I think it's hilarious.
Yeah, he's a good dude, man. Yeah. That's the thing. Remember, look, I remember when being a fan included being allowed to bust each other's balls. Remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that.
What happened?
I don't know. Everybody got super up their own butts about their own opinions, I guess.
We did. We take it so seriously. Mm-hmm. We take it so seriously. John Amarella's here. Here's my response to everybody taking yourselves too seriously, to the point where you're actually going to people's YouTube pages and Instagram and Twitter pages, this is for you. If you're one of those Jets fans going to our players' pages and ripping them, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to go out here and I'm going to say, you're an asshole. There you go. That's for you. Not you, Iowa, of course.
Oh, of course not. Yeah.
Right, not you. And nobody in the chat. I'm not talking to any of you guys. So, Iowa, let's get into what this mock is, what our theme is for tonight. So, again, as is standard procedure, every Monday I give you guys a choice. And every Monday, everybody votes, and you guys pick what hopefully will be the most fun. So tonight we had a trading back. I forget what it was. There was a trade back option. There was a trade Mekhi Becton option. And there was the option that won, which was to use pick 35 and 111 to trade up back into the first to get the Chiefs' 29th overall pick. So the Chiefs were willing to trade back a few spots, 6 spots, to be able to acquire pick 111, which is a very early 4th round pick. So now we get 3 first-round picks. How does that sound to you, Iowa?
That sounds pretty good. I like that idea.
You like it?
Yeah, I do.
Now, is this something that you hope to see the Jets do? Because a lot of Jets fans are really hoping that we do find a way to get back into the first at the end. Are you in that crew?
Not really. I'm actually more in the I hope we trade down from 10, stay at 4, trade down from 10, either with the Saints or the Steelers. But if we stay at 10, I wouldn't be heartbroken if we traded back into the first, especially if there was somebody really good slipping, of course.
Right.
Like if Nakobe Dean is down in the late 20s or somebody else that the staff obviously really loves. So, yeah.
Well, and they get the 5th-year option. So I think that's kind of, especially for, like we've talked about before, especially for a position like the wide receiver position, it obviously applies to quarterbacks as well. Some of these positions that are exploding with salaries, to get that additional cheaper year is beneficial, man. I mean, that's all the difference anymore. So I think it could be a good idea. So I want to tell you, as Dark Soul just says, you look exactly how he thought you'd look. What do you think of that?
I didn't know he knew I was devilishly handsome.
That's right. That's right. Oh. You see, it's funny. You know, we tend to think we're all a bunch of ugly bastards, but it turns out some of us are quite good looking at the end of the day. So OK seems to think I'm drunk. I'm drinking coffee. I will tell you, OK, I am very tired. I've been going since early this morning. As many of you know, I got to go hang out with Sack Exchange from Twitter today. We met at Mike's Diner in Staten Island for a little hang. We got about an hour in together, so I did that as well today. But yeah, I'm not drunk. I promise. OK, I promise. So let's get into this draft. Well, before I do, I want to just make mention our good friend Jeremy from NFL Chaos with Jeremy is here in the background for us. He'll be making sure that I don't miss any super chats, and he's also going to help police you crazy bastards. And we'll bring Jeremy on a little bit later to say hello as well. And I appreciate you being here, Jeremy. We do have a super chat before we get started. Joshua Kanuai. Thank you for the super chat. He says, "What's up, GreenBean? Love your content and the panel you do with Ryan and Matt. Would you trade number 4 to number 16 and 19? That's the Saints trade to get Karlaftis, Dean, Linderbaum, and trade McGovern." Well, number one, I think that if we do, and I'd like to hear your thoughts on this too, Iowa. But number one, I think that if we did trade 4 for 16 and 19, it needs to come with something else. Yep. It's too even Steven of a trade as far as points. They want to go from the top 20 to the top 5. I know you're giving us 2 firsts, but you got to give us pick 98. That's what I think. You got to give us a third on top of it. So I would definitely entertain it. Now, Karlaftis, Nakobe Dean, and Linderbaum, I don't know. I love Karlaftis. I would be happy if he's our edge rusher. But I think I might want to see the Linderbaum thing freaks me out a little bit. I love him, but I don't know. How do you feel about this? We got this group of players. Would this be adequate for you to trade back and from 4?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, if I'm guaranteed to get these players, yes. See, I love Nakobe Dean. Like initially I would have been comfortable taking him at 10, but that's just me. I'm the weird one.
You're weird one. Okay.
Right. I mean, I guess with how much we've already invested in the offensive line, it's hard to say, hey, let's pick another offensive lineman in the first round.
Right.
Yes, I understand Linderbaum is really, really good and is projected to be really good, but I don't know. I'd almost rather go with someone besides Linderbaum personally. So,
yeah, and that's how I feel. It's like, it's not that I don't like Linderbaum, but I think I will echo what you just said. Like, we have to show that we can get offensive linemen outside of the first round. Like, you need first round capital to go around the team. And the truth is you can get fantastic offensive linemen in the 3rd, 4th round. Fantastic. Day 1 starters are at minimum pipeline for a year and start next year. So if you're going to replace Connor McGovern, I would rather see that come from the 3rd, 4th round, let them sit for a year and do it that way rather than use another first just to replace somebody that's already starting caliber. That's how I feel, Joshua. Now, if they did this, would I be bent out of shape? No, because I like the players. They're good players. So that's how I feel about it. Now let's do this. We're going to get this screen share piece going on here. Let me see. So we're going to use the PFF mock draft because I find that the player evaluations are a little bit better, a little bit more realistic than PFN. I like the PFN sim a whole bunch, but I just find that this one's a little bit better. So let's go ahead and do that. Now, I already did the trade for us. So here we go. This is our trade. Can you guys see that all right? Okay. So here we go. We traded back up. So we still have 4 and 10, and we could elect to trade one of those right now or whatever we want to do. But we are using pick 35 and 111 to trade up with the Chiefs and get pick 29. So that effectively gives us 3 first-round picks this draft, and we now only have 1 4th-round pick. Okay, so that's where we are. Now, before we get started, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start the draft, and then we'll talk about pick number 4. So here we go. Are we ready, Iowa?
I'm ready. Are you?
I think I might be.
Okay.
All right, guys, here we go. Let's hit start draft. Second to last 10 o'clock mock. Here we go. It has begun. All right, look at this. So who's gone? Wow, this is a tough one. Aiden Hutchinson, Kyle Hamilton, and Kayvon Thibodeau are gone. Now look at the Texans' needs here. You see this? Every position. I don't think I've ever seen that before. So they started with the edge. So now remember, we now have 3 firsts. So we have to identify who it is that we wanted to trade up with. Generally speaking, we wouldn't do that until we saw how the draft board fell, but we did it anyway. So now let me ask you, I'm going to start with you.
Okay.
You see what's off the board: Kayvon Thibodeau, Aiden Hutchinson, and Kyle Hamilton. So those have all been guys that we've debated taking before. What do you think should be the move? And then I'm going to set up a poll at the same time, but I want to know your thoughts. What do you think? What position, what player would you like to see?
Well, I was hoping Thibodeau would fall, honestly. Or, I mean, if I was going to be taking somebody right now, it would have been any of the 3 that just got taken. So I guess I would prefer to trade down. Obviously, it depends on the trade package. But if there's a decent trade package, I'd take it. If not, I guess I would go with Sauce, but that's kind of where I'm sitting.
Okay. Interesting. So you would go with Sauce. Jin Pak feels the same way. He wants to go with Sauce. Young Spaghetti says, I'd rather go with Jermaine Johnson. And Hayden Rivera, or I'm sorry, Hector Rivera, would like to trade down. Now, I put it in the poll, guys. We have 4 options. One option is to trade down. Another option is edge rusher. And once we trim it down to the position, then we'll debate on which players we want. And then we went with cornerback, who would obviously be Sauce Gardner, and offensive tackle is also there because we know that the potential for best player available would be within those positions, especially now that Hamilton's gone. The debate that he could be in the argument is gone as well. So, guys, we're going to vote on the poll. Now, the poll is up there. You should be able to see it at the top of your chat. In the event you can't, hit refresh on your browser there, and the poll should pop up for you. So let's go ahead and get our votes in so we can move forward with this. Now, Iowa said he's preferring a trade back because both of the players, well, he said, well, obviously Hutchinson would be in there, but he also said he was hoping Thibodeau would slide. So right. Thibodeau's off the board. And that leaves us with edge rushers like George Karlaftis, who we just spoke about, Jermaine Johnson, Trayvon Walker. Those are kind of the guys. That's the group that we're talking about up top. We do have other guys, Cameron Thomas, Drake Jackson. We have Boye Mafe and some others. But generally speaking, at 4, we're not really discussing the other batch of guys. It's the Karlaftis, the Jermaine Johnsons, and the Trayvon Walkers left. So while we're thinking about that, don't forget, guys, get your voice heard. Make sure your vote is in there so you can actually help us govern this draft in the most democratic way possible. I want all of your voices to be represented. While we do that, Mutt Viles checks in with a super chat. Thank you, Mutt Viles. I appreciate the orange super chat. He says, Green Bean, Iowan, how you guys doing? Second beanbagger on stream. Love it. And Iowan, you do look dashing tonight.
Oh,
yes, flattery will get you everywhere, Mutt Viles. Anyway, how do you feel? How do we feel about trading 38 for AJ Brown and trading 35 with, say, Washington for multiple second rounders? Well, let me ask you. Number one, would you trade 38 for AJ Brown straight up? What do you think about that?
I don't know. He's already 3 years in. I mean, damn it. You're going to ask me that? I think I would. I would do it.
Yeah.
If it was before the draft, yes, I would do it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Then obviously we won't be taking a wide receiver at 10 or anything like that. That is our wide receiver from the draft, basically.
Totally.
So, but yeah, I guess I would. I'm sorry. I was reading the chat. I was getting distracted. It's hard to chew gum and walk at the same time for me. So
yeah, it's okay. Now you're getting a window into how friggin' difficult this really is. This is not easy to pay attention to multiple things. That's why Jeremy's help is so appreciated, because he helps me. You know what I mean? Because I pass stuff all the time. It's not easy to read the chat, digest that stuff, and have a friggin' opinion. You know what I mean? It's not easy. So I see that Three Amigos, my old buddy, is in here, and he's saying he'd like to see what the trade is, but we can't. We can't do that yet. This would be a trade that we initiate. So if we decide to trade down, what I'll do is I'll give us a couple options, and we'll do it that way. Okay, so as Iowa tries to dissect his brain a little bit, and he's now appreciating fully the job that I do here. You see, not everybody knows. I get yelled at all day, Iowa. People say, you should have did that. Blah, blah, blah. All day I get yelled at. It's fucking not easy, man.
No, it's not. Not at all. I don't envy you. Well, maybe I do a little bit. Little bit. But I think
so. Mutt Viles. Well, let me say this, Mutt. I'm sorry to cut you off, Iowa, but he said, Mutt Viles, let me say this. If it was just 38 straight up for AJ Brown, I'm doing it in a heartbeat. Okay, heartbeat. I think it would need to be more than that, and I would still consider it depending on how much more it is. I happen to like AJ Brown a whole bunch. Now, the other thing, would I trade 35 with Washington? I don't know exactly where their second rounders are. Let me take a look real quick just so I can see. Let me see. Let me see. So they only have 1 second rounder this year. So it would need to be for next year. So they would give us like 47 in next year's. I don't know. I really like 35. It'd have to be a sweet deal. I'd consider it, of course. So, all right. Well, there you go, Mutt Viles. That's where we feel it. Okay. All right. So let's get to I'm going to close the poll. I hope you guys all got your votes in. Let's see where we are. I'm just ending it. I'm not looking at the results. I'm going to see the results when you guys see the results. Trade back takes the cake, 43%. So at pick 4, we're all talking about trading back now that we saw Aiden Hutchinson, Kyle Hamilton, and Kayvon Thibodeau are gone. So edge came in second, and then cornerback, and then offensive tackle. A good 150 of you voted, so that's a nice number. That's pretty good. So now I'm going to create a couple trade scenarios. All right. Now remember, we have the sim. I can't overcomplicate this because we're going to talk about it, and then the sim has to agree with it. Okay. So what do you think? Give me your favorite trade option. Maybe going back, with the Saints or something like that. What do you think?
That's one option for either both of the Saints' first round draft picks, or I do see that we do have a couple of trade proposals after, like at the top where it says draft a player, right next to it says trade, and I think is that a 3? I don't know. It's really small on my screen.
Yeah.
But
all right, let's do that. That's a good idea. Let's take a look. They're not really so much proposals, right? They're just teams that want to. So they're saying that the Panthers want to trade.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what is it? I can't see what the trade is. Next pick 6. These are the 3 teams. All right. So the Panthers want to trade back. All right. This is a good idea, Iowa. We're not going to create our own trades. These are the 3 trades. And we'll figure out what the value is, but we can go back to 6, we can go back to 22, or we can go back to 39. We'll use the chart to do it. So that's what we'll do. I'm going to do that. I'm going to set out a poll real quick. All right. So those are the teams we're trading back with. Okay. Right. Those are the only teams that want to trade with us. So here we go.
For what it's worth, I think we should just trade back to 6. But
that's what's getting your vote. Okay.
Yeah,
so we got the
vote. Oh yeah, hold on. Control Alt vote. So
all right. So we got the Bears. What pick was the Bears again? Let me see this. All right, the Bears are 39. That's their next pick. So they want to trade all the way. Would have to leave the first round. They're going to pay if they do that. 6, 22, and 39. Okay. 6, 39. Panthers 6, and the Packers were 22. Okay, and we'll have to figure out the value from here. Okay, we're gonna do this one quick, guys. So hurry up, get your vote in. I'm thinking I agree with Iowa. I would much rather slide down 2 spots, gain a second, or whatever we can. Let's take a look at the trade chart. In the meantime, I'll look at it for you guys. So our pick is worth 1,800. Carolina's pick is worth 1,600. So that would be 200 points, which would be, let me see their closest pick to that. They have like nothing. They're decimated this year with picks. They have nothing in that range. So that's the other thing. We're going to be trading back for next year's stuff. They do not have a second. They do not have a third. They have a 4th, but it's all the way down at 137. So that's 37.5 points. Then they have 2 5ths, a 6th, and a 7th. Man, they got their ass kicked by who? Joe Douglas. Yeah.
Well, maybe we can get a next year's first. Maybe they're trading up for a quarterback. Maybe they don't want Malik Willis or something like that. You got to pay a premium for that.
Maybe they do. So they want to trade up. So we'd have to try to get a next year's first because we're not going to get any additional picks for this draft. Mm-hmm. We could throw on one of their 4ths or a 6th. Maybe we can gain our 4th back. So maybe we can get next year's first and gain our 4th back that we traded to the Chiefs. Maybe we can do that.
Yeah, let's try that. I mean, it's all for fun anyway, right? Let's do it.
All right, so let's see. Let me see where the poll is. Let me see how many of you fellas voted. 84 of you voted, and I'm going to tell you right now, the Panthers are winning 85% to 15%. So I'll give it another 30 seconds just to see if 100 of you vote real quick for the Packers. It's not going to happen. But take all their picks, Paul. Right. You know what, Paul, if they gave us their entire draft, it still wouldn't come up to 200, I don't think. Let me see.
I think I did a mock draft like at the end of on Friday where same situation. They wanted to trade up to 4 from 6. And I just clicked all of their picks from this year. And like that bar, like how likely it is for them to accept was still 100% green. So they gave up their entire draft to move up 2 spots for one player.
Think about that.
So
I'm gonna close the poll. 111 of you voted, and it's not getting any better. A little bit better, like 1% for the Packers or 2%. So anyway, let's see here. Okay, so we're gonna have to look at what we can do. So we're gonna want their next year's first. 4, and let's see if we can get, you want to just say, how do you figure out, does it, let me see here. Let's try to get their whole draft.
Yeah. Do it.
And next year's first. Let's try this. This is going to be crazy.
Okay.
Now, again, I could force it, but I'm not going to do that. We're going to try to keep it at least as realistic as the sim will let us. They said no. Okay. So let's take off. Wait, let me do this. Wait. Okay, let's take those 2 off and see if they do it. We could grab a player too. Let me see.
How much do you think McCaffrey's worth?
Would you want him though? They said no.
No.
Let's see. There it is. All right, so we got next year's first and a 4th round pick. I think that's a 4th. Yeah, 137 is a 4th round pick to drop back to 6. So let's see who they wanted. There we go. Not a bad trade, guys. We just jumped back 2 spots. We're still going to get our guy. Let's see. So Evan Neal, they traded up for Evan Neal. They gave up next year's first and a 4th this year for Evan Neal. So now I'm going to send you guys the same poll that we did before. Okay, pick 6. We're going to do trade back. We're going to do edge. We're going to do, well, Sauce, did Sauce go yet? Let me see. No, he's still there. So I'll put Sauce, cornerback.
Right.
And we're going to put offensive tackle because I believe Sticky Icky's still there too. Yep, Aquanu's still there too. Okay.
Crazy.
So we're going to go ahead and do that. What do you think? Now we're at 6. We just gained a first. We got another 4th round back. So we traded away our 4th round to move back into the first. We just not as high of a 4th, but we did gain a 4th round pick. So now we have 2 again. So what do you think? The edge rusher thing there? You got the offensive tackle. You have Sauce Gardner. Jets Forever says Sauce won't be there. I'm going to tell you right now, Sauce is going to be there at 10. That's what I'm going to tell you right now, Jets Forever. As much as I like the player, I'm just telling you, people are overvaluing this fella right now. There are tackles and edge rushers and quarterbacks up there, and maybe he's gone in the first 10. But I think we're going to be able to pick him if we want him at pick 10. So let's see. In the meantime, we got 5 teams willing to trade. Who are they? So we have the Atlanta Falcons want to trade back to 8. These are our potential trade options, okay? We got the Falcons, we got the Eagles, we got the Saints, we have the Cardinals, and the Tennessee Titans. Let me just make sure you guys can see. I can't enlarge in it for some reason when it's like that. So the Atlanta Falcons pick is at 8. The Philadelphia Eagles pick is at 15. So we're going to start dancing and moving back a little far, and we're going to lose these players that we want, okay? So there are guys like Sauce like Trayvon Walker, like Jermaine Johnson. They're still there, Karlaftis. And the more we dance around, we're going to start getting out of that premium range. So we got to be careful. The Eagles are at pick 15. The Saints are at 16. The Arizona Cardinals are at 23. And the Tennessee Titans are at 26. So it would be one of those trades, my fine feathered friends. Let me see how many of you voted. Oh, we already got 103 votes. That's pretty good. And right now, Edge is winning. Nope, cornerback just passed Edge. So get your votes in, guys. If it's probably going to end up in a way you don't want it to. You got to get your vote in. You got to get your vote in, right? Iowa, what do you think is going to win here? Give me your crystal ball.
My crystal ball is going to say that Sauce is going to edge out Edge. But I voted for Edge personally. I really think that's much more of a need than a cornerback. But, you know, we are who we are, and we all want the sauce.
I know. If I voted, and I don't, I would vote for Edge without question. Red John, I want to thank you for the donation of, for it's not necessarily a super chat because you don't have a question, but I appreciate it nonetheless. Thank you, my friend. It is always appreciated. So Three Amigos is saying, hey, everybody vote Edge. The little public service announcement. Emanon says Edge. Thomas K. Hill wants Sauce. Harold wants Sauce. So we could play games here. We can keep dancing. Hey, sliding back 2 more picks with the Falcons. Gain another first, gain a second, whatever it is. Might not be a bad idea, but we got to start being careful. Let me see. I'm going to give it 30 more seconds. We have 131 votes. It's cruising. I'll give it 30 more seconds. It's 10:37. I'll give it to 10:38. I think, whatever. 30 seconds. I'm overthinking it. Iowa.
Yeah.
I'm overthinking it, buddy.
Yeah. J. Cole says he's going to vote for me for president. So if we have a presidential poll, I'll crush it, I guess.
There you go. I'd vote for you for president, and I don't even know your political leanings. Why not?
I would make Kinder eggs legal in the United States.
What's a Kinder egg?
That's like in Germany, they're the chocolate eggs, and inside is a toy, but they're illegal in the United States because they're afraid kids will eat the chocolate egg and then choke on the toy. So whatever.
That would be your first. So his priority in his first 100 days is to cut the crap with the Kinder eggs.
Right.
All right.
If your kid's so dumb is going to choke on a toy that it knows is inside the egg, Darwinism. It's my answer.
Yeah. See, now, there you go. I'm in. You got my vote. That's all I need. Kinder eggs, I'm with it. So Drupacabra, this is the guy. He cannot possibly digest any other idea except wide receiver in the first. That's all he wants. If it's something else, he says it, I'm going to lose my mind. Now, like Stud City just said, everybody needs to relax because it's fictitious. We're exploring ideas together as a unit. There's 230 people in here. By the way, if you haven't liked the stream, that's very important as well. While you're voting, go ahead and hit that like button. But remember, what we hope to happen here is something outside of what we do when we're alone. That's what we want. We can do any draft we want when we're alone. The hope here is that the collection of individuals changes it enough that we get outside of our own thinking so we can see what's possible. That's the goal. And that is the end of the poll. Let me see. I do not know who won yet. I just clicked end. Let's see what it is. Okay, Edge wins it. Edge is out. Cornerback, 38 to 31%. Okay, here it is. So now our next poll, here's the edge rushers. You tell me if you disagree or agree. Okay, I'm going to put Jermaine Johnson up there.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to put Trayvon Walker up there.
Suppose. Okay.
Suppose?
Yeah, suppose.
And we're going to put Karlaftis up there. What do you think?
I like him.
All right. I'm going to throw another guy in there just for shits and giggles.
Okay.
But we're going to see if the tide has turned at all. So I'm going to put Boye Mafi in there. Okay.
Ooh.
The poll is out. Like Matthias Simon says, he loves polls. It clarifies our thinking. I can see totally. So we're going to get these trade back options off of the screen. Not that I know how to do that. I don't think I can. Let me
You
see.
just click the thing, draft a player next to the
There it
trade.
is. There it is. Nice. Okay, so here's our board. Let me get the edge rushers up there just so we can see. But we already know what our poll looks like. So we got George Karlaftis is the highest rated guy on their board, then Trayvon Walker. Then they still have Ojabo up top.
Wow.
And they have Jermaine Johnson way down at 26. We saw that last week, Iowa. We drafted Jermaine Johnson at pick 10 or whatever it was.
Right.
And they gave us a D minus. A D minus.
Whatever.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Whatever.
So
they
they
don't
don't
know
like
what
them.
they're talking about.
Right. They don't like Jermaine Johnson. They would much rather us go with Karlaftis or Trayvon Walker. But look, Boye Mafi is climbing the boards. And also, we know Nick Bonito got a bump from the Chris Sims. Did you see those edge rankings by Chris Sims?
I glanced at them, and I was like, okay. And I kind of think that is Sims's shtick now is like, hey, here's my rankings, and there's going to be one or two guys. You're like, what?
Right.
Why? But yeah, I mean, I obviously love his quarterback evaluations because that means Zach is going to be the best one of the bunch from last year. And yeah, I don't know. I think he does it so it comes in at a time when we're all kind of sick of draft talk. And so it kind of shakes things up. It does make it a little bit more interesting, but
yeah,
I don't know if I necessarily agree with him outside of quarterback evaluations. So
yeah, I feel the same way. I do think it's becoming a little bit of a shtick. I do. Now, maybe we're wrong, but that's how I'm perceiving it as well. I want to tell you, Iowa, Joey B checked in. He just choked on his Kinder Egg. He didn't even know there was a toy in there. So maybe you got to think about this stuff before you put that on your platform.
Yeah, but has Joey B ever given you a super chat? I mean, come on.
How important is it? But like I saw Braden Bethwaite, our your beanbagger friend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He checked in and he said, no more politics, just vote.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, isn't that funny how that worked? No politics.
More Kinder Egg talk.
Yeah,
Can't
just
talk about
vote.
Kinder Eggs anymore.
It's a nice word play there, Braden. So, okay, we're going to go ahead and look at this. It's funny. I can't believe so many people like Jermaine Johnson. He would probably, I don't know. I don't dislike him and I'd be happy with it. But I got to say, I think everybody is totally undervaluing George Karlaftis. I think that he might end up being the best edge rusher in this class. Maybe. If not, he's going to be among the best. But I just, as a collective, I think Jets fans are really down on Karlaftis, and I don't get it. It's interesting. I happen to like him. He's one of my favorites in the whole draft. So it's crazy. We'll give it 30 more seconds. I want to tell you 131 people voted. Right now, Jermaine Johnson is winning. They're going to give us a D minus, everybody. Look where they have him rated. They have him as the 26th overall player. But, we'll take who we take.
I'll do my best, Dark Soldier. He's told me to stay handsome. So I'll do my best.
Right. Well, it's a good thing for a guy like yourself. You don't even have to work too hard. You just are. You know what I mean? So that's good. So Rob D says, thank you, GreenBean. Karlaftis is slept on. I don't know what it is with people. Like I watched it all. I watched everybody's tape. I've watched additional breakdowns on each player. Most of the guys out there breaking down players, Karlaftis is that they're like, why isn't anybody talking about this guy? Now that might be by design. Like we see guys like Trayvon Walker, they're getting all this hype and Karlaftis isn't. Why? Because probably the teams, they want him and they don't want everybody to want him. They just want, hopefully he can slip through. You know what I mean? Like I think the Jets want the Jags to take Trayvon Walker. That's what I think.
Yeah,
T.A. Rugg, yeah, do you think that's possible? You think Joe Douglas is that, that good with his smoke screen?
Yeah, I think Joe Douglas is a huge Tyrion Lannister is what he is. He's just excellent at Game of Thrones. So
I love that reference. Now, let me just tell you, out of nowhere, I'm in Staten Island. My brother-in-law and I the other night sat down and watched, out of nowhere, the full Battle of the Bastards episode.
Ooh,
what a great episode.
That was
Dude,
a good episode.
It starts with Daenerys and the dragons, with the slave guys, and then goes right into Battle of the Bastards. That's one of the best episodes, if not the best episode. All right, guys, I'm going to end the poll. Jermaine Johnson is looking like he's going to be our pick. So let's go ahead and take him and get our D-. Here it comes. Jermaine Johnson. All right, so let's watch this draft, what they're doing. Now, we're already back on the clock. Let's see who we lost. So since we took Jermaine Johnson, 3 players were taken. Charles Cross, the tackle. Sauce Gardner, the cornerback. That's making Jets Forever very upset. And Ike Ekwonu is also gone. So 2 of the 3 guys that we put in our last poll are gone. Now we are at pick 10. And what do we want to do? I'm going to stick a poll out there, but let's just take a look at who wants to trade with us. 9 teams want to trade. Whoops. So we have the Minnesota Vikings, the Baltimore Ravens, the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Cardinals, the Lions, the Giants, the Bears, the Broncos, and the Dolphins with pick 102. They want us to go from 10 to 102. So let me ask you, while I'm going to put a poll out there.
Okay.
Hey, Jets Forever, I'm talking about real life. I'm saying right now, in real life, Sauce Gardner, as you can see, PFF doesn't have any quarterbacks going. I would be blown away. I think the quarterback thing is kept hush-hush. We're going to see 2, maybe 3 quarterbacks go in the top 10. That's what I think. So we're going to add trade back here. All right. Whoops. Pick 10. What do you think we should do here? You think we should stick and pick? Or?
God, with no quarterbacks being taken, it's hard to say. I think we should stick and pick, but I don't know. We've already done 1 trade and got some capital back. It's hard to say. I guess stay put and pick somebody that we want.
Okay, so Iowa's saying we should stick and pick. The options are going to be trade back, wide receiver, offensive line, and linebacker. We already got our edge. I'm not going to add a second edge option just yet. We could, but I'm not going to do that. Well, let me ask you, do you think I should take offensive line and put edge double up in there, or what do you think? Because Charles Cross, Icky, Neal, they're all gone. Do you think I should? But I'm thinking Linderbaum or something like that. What do you think?
At 10, I would rather double up at edge than get an offensive lineman, honestly.
All right. Iowa, you heard it here first. Iowa's in charge of this one. So we're going to have trade back, wide receiver, double up, edge, and linebacker. Here's your chance, Drupacabra. Let's see. Mm-hmm. He's going to be voting wide receiver. I know he is. I'd like to see Drupacabra vote for something else than what he always votes for. Let's see. There he is. Look, what I tell you. Drupacabra, wide receiver is the only option. He can't do it. He can't think outside of it, man. Don't forget, Drupacabra, we traded back into the first, so we have a 3rd first-round pick. He don't care. He wants, let me see, were any wide receivers taken yet? Hutchinson, Hamilton, Thibodeau, Evan Neal, Derek Stingley, Jermaine Johnson, Charles Cross, Sauce Gardner, and Icky. So not one wide receiver was taken. So this is an opportunity, Iowa. Mm-hmm. We can get our top wide receiver on the board. What do you think of that?
My personal opinion on the wide receivers is if we're going to spend 10 on a wide receiver, it should be Jameson Williams. But besides him, because I'm willing to wait for him to recover, but we can get somebody. I would rather just get either George Pickens or Watson from North Dakota State at 35. If we're definitely going to be getting a wide receiver. So I'm not even sure we're going to get a wide receiver. We were pretty satisfied with our wide receiver room last year, and we're all blown away when we took Elijah Moore. And it's not that much different this year.
Right. It's a funny thing. People discount how many great wide receivers are taken in the second round. It happens every single year.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, here's their big board, guys. Oh, no, this is just the edge. Yeah, this is all, right? Yeah. So here's their big board. Take a look at this. Just while you guys are voting on what it is, here's the players that are available. So we have Trent McDuffie. If we double up on edge, we still have Karlaftis, Drake London, Trayvon Walker. They're all still there. I mean, not Drake. I thought that said Drake Jackson, but we still have Karlaftis, Trayvon Walker. They're both still there. Mm-hmm. Offensive tackle could be Bernard Raymond, but here's the wide receivers: Drake London, Garrett Wilson. We obviously have Jameson Williams. Iowa was just talking about him. But look, we also have both linebackers that are considered the top guys. They're still there too. We have Devin Lloyd and Nakobe Dean. So we're going to get our pick of our first wide receiver or our first linebacker, or we can get two of the top 5 edge rushers in this draft in one fell swoop. George Karlaftis ain't going to be there past this pick for us. So if we want him, it's got to be now. Very interesting. Raw Power's bouncing. Have a good night, Raw Power. You go get some rest, buddy. I seem to be incapable of doing that. I haven't slept in weeks. I don't know why. I just keep drinking coffee, Iowa. I don't know what it is.
That and Monsters. I don't understand. I don't know how you do it. I drink a Monster like in the afternoon sometimes, and like my heart rate's just like and then I can't sleep until like 1 a.m. So
yeah, well, I'm polluted. Well, look, let me tell you the truth here. I haven't smoked crack, shot heroin, drink whiskey in a very, I don't even smoke cigarettes anymore. I do vape though, so there's that. But so like my body is so used to being like way up in outer space. I drink Monsters and they don't do nothing. I can drink 2 Monsters and go to sleep, you know?
Crazy.
Wow. Yeah, but the truth is I got to cut the shit with the Monsters. I shouldn't be drinking those things. So coffee is better. I'm drinking it double. I guess it's espresso, but I'm not really big on espresso. I like light coffee. I like more caffeine.
Right.
So it's the draft anxiety. Yeah. What's that, Iowa?
Just plain old coffee. I put a little sugar in mine, but that's about it. So, yeah. I actually got a brand new Jets coffee mug when I was on vacation. So.
Oh, yeah? You found one out in Hawaii?
Yeah, I actually found it in San Diego on the way back from Hawaii. But
there you go. Not bad. Well, good for you. Can we see it? Do you have it? You don't have to go get it.
Run and get it real quick if that's okay.
No, that's okay. That's okay. So this is what I drink out of here. You see this?
Oh, yeah.
Look, dude, I've had this for over a year, not a single chip, and it goes through the dishwasher and everything else.
Nice.
That's an impressive mug. All right, guys, I am going to end the poll. It looks like wide receiver is going to win, so we're going to go ahead and send this poll. The next poll for you guys is going to be the wide receivers that we take.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, at 10. So, Drupacabra, you get now. You know what I hope, Drupacabra? I hope that we pick the receiver that you don't want, so you can still be a little upset, just a little bit. You get your position. All right, so let's say Jameson Williams. Tell me who we should have up there, Iowa. Jameson Williams,
Garrett Wilson.
Okay.
Drake London. These are all of the and Traylon Burks.
Traylon Burks. I thought you were going to go with Olave. I got to be honest. Okay, Traylon Burks. Here it comes, guys. We have Jameson Williams, Garrett Wilson, Drake London, and Traylon Burks. So those are our choices. Now, let me get the mock. I'm going to go ahead and bring us to the wide receivers just so we could take a look. We already know who we're getting there, but let's see how they have them rated. So look at this. We have 4 of the top 5. There you go. So they have Drake London as the top-rated receiver. Garrett Wilson only 1 position behind him. So those are the guys they like the best. 4 spots behind Wilson, they have Jameson Williams. Then they have Chris Olave at 10 spots before Traylon Burks. If we end up taking Traylon Burks, we're going to get an F from PFF.
We're already going to get an F because of Jermaine Johnson. So
totally, yeah.
If we would have gone edge here, I would have voted for Boye Mafe just to make sure we got an F.
Yeah, right. There you go. That's right. Remember, man, we don't care what any sim thinks. I'm going to tell you right now, when you look at these big boards and these mock drafts, 9 out of 10 times after the first few picks, sometimes even within the first few picks, dude, they're all over the place. They never get a damn thing right. A couple. I get just as many right as these guys who do this professionally.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. People are like, oh, it's so unrealistic. You know what else is unrealistic? Jackholes like us actually making these picks. So whatever. It's just for fun. But.
Yeah. Well, this is how I see it, Iowa. Number one, just like you said, if you find this fun, what could be better than hanging out with 250, 300 people and kind of collectively listening to each other and having a chance to see where it goes? Like, so that's fun. But number two, and right behind that, my goal here is to become a more informed fan. That's my whole goal here. So, and my goal with my channel is to help others become a more informed fan. So we can, with the number one goal being when the Jets do certain things, we could tell if it's a shitty move or if it's a great move. We will know. Like when I've watched Idzik and Bradway and McCagnon, dude, so much of what they did was you couldn't even understand the logic behind it. It was absolutely ridiculous. But a lot of Jets fans, we supported it and we would say, maybe they know this or that or whatever. But the truth is that we knew that they were bad moves. So we had to endure it and watch Darren Lee out there and watch these guys, Blake Cashman, Blesson Austin, all these guys. And we hoped and hoped and hoped. But now when we're looking at a general manager like Joe Douglas, if we know what it takes to build a team, you can see the difference in this guy. Now, we might not love everything he does, but you can see it. And that's my goal.
Yeah, that's what's fantastic about him is, like you just said, with McCagnon and Idzik, they'd make these picks and you'd be like, what? Okay. And you just go with it because you're a fan. What else are you going to do anyway? But with Joe Douglas, every single one of his picks, you're like, okay, I can see why. I see the logic behind it and all of that stuff. And I think maybe just the small amount of competency that we finally seen out of our GM office is enough to give me a lot of hope. I will tell you that.
Totally. I feel the same way, especially because I've been paying attention like this for a long time. So like, you know, when you do this stuff and you see it and you see the draft, just like, you're like, why? Like, what? How can you not see like anybody but that guy? Like that kind of stuff.
Right.
And it's exciting to have a guy like Joe Douglas. Again, I don't agree with everything.
Right.
But
at least you can see the thought process.
Exactly. At least makes sense. Correct. That's the best way to say it. You can see the thought process. Now, Dino wants to check in and say that Olave has no yards after the catch, but what Olave has is a whole mess of touchdowns. So that's the thing. That's not really his game. Like we actually talked about this on the Thursday Thick of It this week. That is the weak part of his game. But when you look at how many catches, his average yard per catch and his touchdowns, like, dude, he's a stud. He's just not the guy burning wide receivers. It's more contested catch and stuff like that. I happen to like Olave a bunch. I would take him before. I don't know. I change every friggin' day, but I do like Olave a lot more than some other people do. So while we're checking out the poll, I'm going to give another minute. Joey B checks in with a super chat. Thank you, Joey. He says, Williams will be a superstar. He is so worth the short wait. That's what Jeremy from NFL Chaos with Jeremy seems to think. He said, look, Jameson Williams, sure, we're going to have to wait for him, but when he plays, he's going to be the best of the bunch. That's what Jeremy tries to tell us too. So you're not alone, Joey. Now, here's the argument, and I'd like to hear your thoughts, Iowa.
Okay.
The argument is that this first half of the season is so pivotal for our quarterback to have this rhythm and be able to start with his, with his feet on the ground, that not having his big draft pick wide receiver for the first half of the season can be detrimental. Sure, later he's going to come in, but Zach Wilson needs to hit the ground running here. Do you see what I mean? What do you think about that?
I don't know. How pivotal will a rookie wide receiver be in our system in the first half of the season, even if they're healthy? Elijah Moore, it took him 7 weeks before he started to really make an impact in the game, before he really started to catch on. And he was, he dealt with a quad in the preseason, but I don't know. I guess that's kind of where I'm leaning I wouldn't really lean on this rookie wide receiver to answer all of your prayers about Zach. I guess it's more the new tight ends than anything.
Well, I will tell you though, Elijah Moore was a second-round pick. When you're talking about taking a wide receiver top 10, they better come in and have an impact. When you look at guys like CeeDee Lamb, Jerry Jeudy, whoever, they come in, and Justin Jefferson, like first-round wide receivers, they're supposed to be able to come in and impact the game. That's the difference. Now, I hear what you're saying, but again, then if you don't expect them to make an immediate impact, then grab Christian Watson in the second and have him develop. So that's just the counter argument. But I'm with you. I think that I would probably end up taking Jameson Williams too, but he concerns the living hell out of me, man. I just don't like top 10 players being injured. So, but I will tell you guys, the poll is done, and guess who won anyway, Joey B? Jameson Williams. So here he comes. Let me just make sure. Let me look at the poll. Yep, Jameson Williams with 58% of the vote. So let's go ahead and take him. Here he comes. So we got a good draft coming. All right. So there goes. Let's see who. So we took Jameson Williams, then went Drake London, George Karlaftis, Trayvon Walker, Trent McDuffie, all the guys. They're all gone. You see this? Jordan Davis, Garrett Wilson, Devin Lloyd, Andrew Booth. Man, so 2 more cornerbacks went. Trevor Penning, another tackle. Devontae Wyatt, the second interior defensive lineman. Tyler Linderbaum is gone. Nakobe Dean is gone. Chris Olave, Ojabo Burks, Zion Johnson. And then we see our first quarterback going to the Green Bay Packers. That makes zero friggin' sense. But that's the thing with this simulator. Algorithms are great, but they don't necessarily think. So guys, now here is our trade up. We traded up. Now we have to figure out why the hell we did this. Okay? So why did we do this? Who do we want? So let me ask you, Iowa. I'm going to make the poll. What position? Let me get the big board up here for us real fast.
Okay.
Who are we? We got a third first. Who do we want? Do we want to double up on edge and grab Boye Mafe? Do we want to get our linebacker with Leo Chanel? Do we want to go with one of these safeties? Seen, Petrie, Daxton Hill, they're all still there. Or do you want to grab an offensive tackle, Bernard Raymond? Who do we want with our third first-round pick? Tell me the positions.
Well, clearly the value is there for Sam Howell. So I think we should double up on first-round quarterbacks this year.
Yeah, totally.
Based on who's still there, I guess Lewis Seen intrigues me. So I know we do need some safety help, but then again, for first-round pick, I guess I would still go linebacker or double up on edge. I love Boye Mafe. Anybody that doesn't go from sticking his hand in the dirt to doing it in the Senior Bowl and making a huge impact like he did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I'm sorry, but that's what we'll do with our third first-round pick. I want to get the poll out there. We have an edge double up. We have safety. There's still some premium safeties there. We got the linebackers and we have offensive line. So that's what we're doing. I agree with you. Now, let me ask you this. We're going to look at these positions. If you were to take a safety, who would it be? We got Lewis Seen, Brisker still. They're all still there. Who's your guy?
I got to go with Brisker. Brisker's my guy.
Brisker. Okay.
I have no solid facts to back that up. That's gut. That's just gut feeling.
I just saw Daxton Hill. Where did he go? Why is he not in? Is he under cornerbacks? Yeah, they might have him as a nickel. Let me see. So let's add cornerback to the group. There he is. So they have him as a cornerback because he can play nickel really well. So Euro Jaquan Brisker, there would be nothing wrong with that. Lewis Seen, a lot of people like out of Georgia. Jalen Petrie, another one of our Senior Bowl players. And Daxton Hill might be my favorite of the bunch. But then we still got guys. We got some cornerbacks, Kyler Gordon, Roger McCreary, Kirby Joseph, another safety. So we got quite a few options here for cornerback and safety. Now let's take a look at the edge double up for everybody. Up top, we have Boye Mafe, then followed by one of Chris Sims' surprising top 5 edge rushers. We have Nick Benito. Then we have Penn State's Arnold Ebiketie, who had a fantastic combine. Kingsley Enigbar, somebody I liked more early on than once I dug really deep. But I wouldn't be upset if it was him. Then we have Drake Jackson, Cameron Thomas, those guys. And another one, Josh Pascal, was Chris Sims' number 6 edge rusher. So what do you think if you were to take one of these guys? You think you're going with Boye Mafe or maybe somebody else?
Boye Mafe all day. I love Boye Mafe. I don't know why. I do.
Boye Mafe all day. So, okay, guys, don't forget to vote. Definitely vote. So we can see what it is. Like we're out in space now. We kind of knew we were going to lean edge beginning. We didn't know we were going to trade back, but so we gained another first for next year. But we now got our edge rusher. We got our wide receiver at 10. Now this is uncharted water. We haven't had a 3rd first-round pick yet. So what are we going to do? Make sure your votes are there. Kev Chana wants Seen or Hill over Brisker. Yeah, so look, Hector Rivera thinks the same thing. Daxton Hill or Lewis Seen. What do you think of that?
I think I said I had no solid facts as to why I wanted Brisker.
Hey, man. Safeties and linebackers coming out of Penn State's a good place to start. If you don't dig in too deep, it's just a good place to start.
Right.
T.A. Rugg, I think he agrees with you. He says, Boye Mafe is just too good to pass up here. Grab a safety with your next pick after this one. Don't forget, our next pick after this one is pick 38. So we can double up on edge here and then grab a great safety is going to be there. I mean, we only have a few picks. They're not all going to be safeties. So we could get Brisker, Daxton Hill, Lewis Seen, Kirby Joseph. One of these guys is going to be there. So edge should be considered, guys. Edge should definitely be considered. Let me see how the poll is going. Right now, there are 85 votes. And it's a battle. Edge and safety are neck and neck. What do you think of that?
That's exciting. I like it when it's neck and neck.
Me too. I'm with you. So here are the tackles. We have Bernard Raymond up top, as he should be. Abraham Lucas, Darian Kennard, another one I like. Jamari Sawyer, Kellen Deach, I like him a whole bunch. Tyler Smith, that's a Dom C favorite. Another one of our guys, our early loves, Daniel Falele still there. Petit Frere is still there. So lots of good tackles. Now let's take a look at the interior offensive line and see what we got there as well. Oh my God, dude. Kenyon Green has slipped so far. It's crazy. I almost feel like we can't pass him. That's how much I like Kenyon Green. So he's up top. We got Dylan Parham, Donovan West, another one I like. Arizona State's got a few players I really like. Cole Strange, Ed Ingram, Luke Faulkner, Marquise Hayes. So, guys, we have some premium guys still here for this pick. What other position? So we did edge. We did, the linebackers. Let's check out the linebacker group and see what we got there before I close the poll. What do you got?
Rupacabra, I am not an expert by any means. I think that's funny.
What do you say?
You said we didn't have a single receiver go over 600 yards, and I said our receiver room was good. I didn't say a receiver room was good. I did say we should take a receiver like Pickens or Watson in the second. But that's funny. I just think it's funny. So
yeah,
that's
because he's calling you out. You're just a dude talking Jets, right? Yeah,
exactly. Like
all right.
Yeah, I would drive a work van every day. Like I don't fucking know.
Right. Don't forget what he's doing here, man. He's one of you guys. He hangs out in all of our chats. He's really he's a very involved member. He's a tier 3 beanbagger, and he's here to be a guest on the show so he can have some fun with us. So look at this. Joe Grana says Edge is more impactful than Edge. I agree, Joe. I'm with you, buddy. It is. So yeah, Bill Neffelberg says Green. I know Kenyon Green, man. How the hell? It's like it's crazy that I mean he's slipping. They have him rated at 42. At one time, he was the highest rated interior offensive lineman, maybe behind Linderbaum, but interesting. I can't believe he's slipping. But that's the thing. You don't need to use your first round picks on offensive linemen. So okay, we have 108 votes. It is literally neck and neck. I'm going to give it 30 seconds. It's 32% for the edge double up, 33% for the safety. So it's right there. Get your votes in. Linebacker has no shot. Offensive line has no shot at this point in this one. Even though I really love Kenyon Green, I'd be very happy with that pick. But we're going to go. It's going to be edge or safety. Again, 15 more seconds, and I'm closing it. I am impartial, as you guys know. I would probably vote for edge, though, here, just because of what we're doing. But, hey, it is what it is. All right, edge safety is pulling away. I'm going to give it 10 seconds. Here we go. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It is over. Safety.
Oh.
Safety wins.
Okay.
All right. So now we got to talk about safeties. All right. So we got this is pick 29. So we traded back up in the first to get a safety. You like that?
Yeah, I feel like that. So I'm also reading the chat. It's very funny as well.
Visit. Talk about it because I can't read it right now. I'm over here on pole land.
Well, Hawk, he quoted me. He's like, I drive a fucking work van. I don't know. Iowan when asked what to do with pick 29. It's very funny. I don't know.
Yeah. I know. Leave them alone. What are you guys doing?
At least I'm entertaining, I guess.
Right. That's what we're doing here. Leave them alone. What are you guys doing? Who's picking on you?
It's all.
Is it Drupacabra again?
It's fine. I don't care. It's fine.
All right, so we're going to go safety, guys. So I got Daxton, Hill, Brisker, Scene, right? Is Scene still there? Let me just make sure here. Let me look at the safeties. I'll get our safeties up here. All right, so we're going to go with so Scene, Brisker, Daxton, Hill is gone. So we'll just do the top 4, okay, on their board. That's going to make it nice and easy. So Daxton Hill is gone. So we got Kirby Joseph. Who's next on that list? You got Kirby Joseph, Jaquan Brisker, Scene, and who else?
I guess
Nick Cross.
Cook. Sure. Let's go with Brian Cook from Cincinnati. Wait, no.
Brian Cook.
Never mind. Okay. Nick Cross. Never
mind. All right, Nick Cross. Okay, Nick Cross. All right, here we go, guys. The poll is up. The poll is up, everybody. So we're going to go safety here. Everybody's saying, I see a couple people saying Brisker. Yeah, that's it, Viles. If Green slips, he's going to be a steal for somebody. Okay, let me see here. So,
yes, vote for Brisker based on no information whatsoever, just because I said so.
That's right. Well, hey, man, a lot of guys, look, you can like who you want to like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can watch highlights and like somebody, right?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Jake, thank you for the super sticker, my friend. I hope everybody's enjoying Jake's super sticker. There it is. It's up there. Let me see. Where is it?
Oh, lovely.
You like it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See that? Thanks, Jake. Appreciate that. So after this, remember, we do not have pick 35. This is essentially our pick 35. We just traded up a little bit to ensure that we get our guy.
Right.
And then we're going to go right to pick 38. That's where we have.
Okay.
Let me see. Traded back into the first for so many safeties. Well, you don't know. Hey, man. Look, Daxton Hill's gone from when we picked last. Daxton Hill's gone. So, hey, it happens. You know what I mean? It happens. You never know. Guys that you think are going to slide don't necessarily slide. So let's see how many votes we got here. 90 votes. I'm going to go ahead and close this because Brisker is crushing it. So we're going to take Jaquan Brisker from Penn State, our resident expert, Iowa Jets fan. Here he goes. Jaquan Brisker. So now we're going to pick 38. Let's see who we lost. Ebiketti's gone. Boye Mafi's gone. I know. Bernard Raymond, Kenyon Green, Lewis Seen. They're gone. Okay. All right, guys. So now we got to go with, we're going to do a poll here, and we're going to go, this is pick 38. I'm going to add tight end to this one. Just for fun. We're going to say edge double up. We're going to do that all night, I think. We're going to do this up. Edge double up.
Edge
linebacker. There you go. Linebacker.
Running back. It should be the number 4.
Ooh, that's a good one. Let's add running back and see what our Jets community is feeling today.
Right.
So how do you feel? Like, look, realistically, this regime, Joe Douglas, has never taken a running back higher than the 4th for us. We also know that the 49ers, where these guys come from, also don't tend to take running backs high. So there's very little precedent for this. But with our free agency bringing in 2 tight ends, we already have Elijah Moore, Corey Davis. We re-signed Braxton Berrios. We have Denzel Mims. We brought Jeff Smith back. So we're really only one receiver away in that group of having a solid group. And we fixed our offensive line. We brought in a vet corner. We brought in a vet safety. Doesn't it feel like, with what they're setting up with this 12 personnel, 21 personnel here, doesn't it feel like they just might take a swing at running back early? What do you think about that? Is that realistic?
I could see it, especially if it's Breece Hall or Spiller or even, was it James Cook? Right?
Yeah, sure.
I could definitely see it. I guess I wouldn't be shocked. I'd be like, hell yeah. Kind of like, last year when we spent the first 4 picks on offense, I was very surprised considering we had a defensive head coach. But I saw it and I'm like, hell yeah, let's just get that offense where it needs to be. That being said, though, after edge, I think the biggest hole in our entire team is the linebackers. So I guess for me, that's why I really want Nakobe Dean. But Chenal is probably who I would personally go with right here. But,
okay,
it's just some dude that drives a work van.
Well, you don't have to keep saying that about yourself. Your opinion is valid. Your opinion is valid, and I want you to know that I respect you.
Oh, thanks.
Okay.
I appreciate that.
So here's our running backs. It looks like every single running back is still there, and that's the other side that supports it. It's like, should we go with the 3rd linebacker, the 5th edge, or the best running back in the draft? Now, if they think like a Breece Hall is night and day from a James Cook or a Tyler Algier, maybe they do it. Now, I don't know. There's very little precedent to say that, but I could see it. I have a sneaking suspicion. All right, so here's our linebackers. Like you just mentioned, Leo Chenal is still there. Brian Asamoah is there. Chad Muma, Christian Harris, Troy Anderson, Brandon Smith. Lots of guys that we still like. And look where they're ranked, 35, 39, 49. So chances are they're all going to be gone by our next pick. Right. So we have to make a decision here. The next batch of linebackers are going to be Christian Harris, Troy Anderson, Brandon Smith, and those guys might not even be there when we get to 69. Guys like Quay Walker, who I think is immensely undervalued. I like him a whole bunch. But anyway, so we have to be smart here, chat. You have to be smart. Let's look at where we are. Okay, we're going to end this poll. Start moving a little bit quicker. Linebacker is the vote. So let's just put it up there. We got linebacker. We got Chenal. We got Asamoah. I'm spelling it wrong, almost on purpose. Got Christian Harris. Let me see who else we got here. And Chad Muma. So that's what we're going to do. Muma.
Nice.
Okay. It's up, guys. The next poll is there. So there we go. All right. What is that? I see a weird thing here. 149. What is that? Oh, that's the Jake super sticker. Okay. 3 super stickers. 1 is taking a crap, Jeremy says. 4 super stickers from Jake. Let's take a look at them. Can you guys see it? So here's one. I don't know how it goes up top. Here's another one. Can you guys see him up there in the chat? Hopefully you guys can see him in the chat. Can you see him, Iowa?
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
All right, cool.
I guess it just says super sticker underneath.
Yeah, on the board. Right, but in the chat, you should be able to see the actual sticker. Do you see it in the chat bar?
Unfortunately, no, I don't. Maybe I'm just looking in the wrong spot.
Yeah, on YouTube.
Right.
Not
yeah,
on StreamYard. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking on YouTube. So maybe I need to refresh.
Let's see. Okay, so we are going linebacker. We got Muma. We got Harris, we got Chenal, and we got Asamoah. 4 guys that would be great to bring on the team. I'm definitely partial to Leo Chenal. Second would be Christian Harris for me, then Chad Muma. But I would be happy if they decided to take any one of them because I trust Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh to identify their linebacker. That's what I think. So Bino's convinced that one of the 2s will be a defensive tackle. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't think so. I don't think we're going cornerback in this draft. I could be wrong. And I'll put out my official mock at the beginning of next week. But this is cornerback. I don't think we're going cornerback. And I also do not think we're going defensive tackle unless it's at the end of the draft and it's just the BPA. That's what I think. Once you get at, toward the end, anything can happen.
Right. But I could definitely see them taking somebody in round 2, a defensive tackle, especially if Perion Winfrey's sitting there or somebody of his caliber. Saleh said he wanted to roll 8 deep on the defensive line, and Rankins didn't exactly, set the world on fire.
No,
last year. So I could totally see it in the second round, not in the first, but second round and after. Absolutely.
Yeah, I wouldn't be blown away. I don't feel like that's what's going to happen. I feel like they know that they can get big uglies in the 5th. You know what I mean? 6th if we trade back a little bit. But guys like Perion Winfrey, Fedarian Mathis, Travis Jones, I think Logan Hall, even all 4 of the top guys right there are fantastic. So I wouldn't be upset. Again, we just signed Solomon Thomas. We used a draft pick on Jonathan Marshall last year. We got Quinnen and we gave JFM a bunch of money. So I don't know. I just find it difficult to think that we're going to do that. It's possible.
Right. It's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see.
All right. We're going to end this one. It was between Leo Chenal and Chad Muma. They're pretty close. I'm ending it. Let's see if it changed between when I clicked it and when it pops up.
Okay.
Look at that. 3% difference. So we're grabbing Leo Chenal. Excellent pick with our, let me see. He's right there, isn't he? Yep. Here he comes, Leo Chenal. So let's see what's going on over here. It's moving too fast. There goes Dotson. Oh my God. I can't do it. There goes Christian Watson, Christian Harris. You see that? Now look, they had Brian Asamoah ranked 39. They had Christian Harris ranked 53. And look who went first. So you never know, guys. You never know. There goes Bonito. Trey McBride's gone. Perion Winfrey is now gone. Enigbar is gone. Troy Anderson, another linebacker, is gone. Josh Pascal is gone. And Channing Tindall. So we are sitting here at pick 69. So we're going to send a poll out there. And we're going to add, let's see, this is pick 69. We are going to do a couple interesting things here. We're going to keep running back. Okay. We're going to keep tight end. We are going to add interior defensive line.
Okay.
And not edge. And we're going to add, I wanted to add the edge double up again. That's what I wanted to do. Okay. So we got 2 defensive lines. We got tight end and running back coming your way, everybody. There it goes. John Sauer says running back here. That's what he wants. You guys are out of your mind, T.A. Rugg. Chanel is absolutely made for the NFL. Absolutely. He's going to be an absolute thumper. Double dip wide receiver, Cadoza says. Well, I didn't put it up there. Took a wide receiver at 10, so we're good. We're good. There he goes. There he is. Jets forever. He's a bust.
Yep.
Everybody but Sauce is a bust. What running backs are left? Let me show you. How many running backs went there? It's going to be interesting to see. Let's see. Okay, the running backs. Here we go. So we lost Breece Hall, Kenneth Walker. That's about it. So we still have Dameon Pierce, Tyler Algier, a Jet fan favorite, just because they like that he played with Zach. James Cook, there's your boy, Brian Robinson, Kyron Williams. So a lot of these guys are still here. Here's where I sit. These are my guys right here. That's where I sit. I'd wait until one of these guys were coming. But so it more than likely will be between Pierce, Algier, Cook, maybe Kyron Williams, maybe Brian Robinson, Jerome Ford. We'll talk about that in just a moment. So let me see how, oh man, running back is crushing it. I'm going to end this one a little early. So I'm going to give it a few more seconds just to see if there's a burst. Defensive line just took a little jump, but it's got 40% to cover. I don't think it's going to happen. I know, right? New York Jets, Mets, Knicks, Survivor. I'm with it, man. Rashad White is my guy. I'm going to throw Rashad White in there just because I want to.
There you go.
There you go, right? I can do that from time to time. And you know what? I'm going to give you our first 4th round pick because we did gain one back. I'm going to give you your pick. So whoever it is, I'm going to give you one. Let the chat just destroy you.
Okay.
Because no matter what you pick, I want you to know.
Okay.
You're going to hate it. They're going to hate it. They're all
I'm here for it. I'm ready.
Everybody's a bum.
Yep.
All right. So here we go. We got running back with 60%. So that's what we're going to do. Here's our top running backs. So we'll add Pierce, Algier, James Cook, and I'm throwing in Rashad White.
There you go.
There it is. Because he's my boy. I love Rashad White. All right. So running back, pick 69. Oh, wait, where the hell are we? This is pick 69, right? Is it? I don't even remember. Let me see where we are. All right. Yeah, pick 69. Okay, that's us. Jeez, I lost track. All right, so we got running backs at pick 69. We'll go Rashad White. We're going to go Pierce. We're going to do James Cook, right?
Yep.
Who's up? Who am I forgetting up there? Oh, Algier, right? Let me see. Dameon Pierce, Tyler Algier, yeah, there it is. Okay, Tyler Algier. Okay. All right, there it is, guys. It's up there. I know, I'm with you, John Sauer. Pierce is a stud. I actually like him a whole bunch. I was watching him just a couple days ago. I was looking at some stuff with Dameon Pierce, and I'd be happy with him too. You know, Matt Marg, I'm telling you, what happened to Spiller? Spiller at one time was in the discussion for the top running back in the class. Now, I didn't necessarily see too much to take place that knocked him down as far as he is, but he has fallen like a stone. And I love him. I think he's solid, man. And it would be great because he's somewhat of a bruiser. And that's kind of what I'm hoping we bring in. I'd like to have a guy come in that can pound people. That's what I like. Let Michael Carter be the lightning and we need a thunder. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't think Bawden's going to do that for us, though?
Well, he's a fullback, so they're hopefully they don't give him the ball all that much. No, he's up there to block. I want that guy who can, with the ball in his hand, lay some shoulder and knock people's teeth out. That's what I want. Right. That's what I want.
Yeah,
I know, Pete. Yeah,
I was being sarcastic. We don't want Bawden to hold the ball. So,
oh, you okay? All right. Well, hey, you never know.
Yeah.
I know Ragnar Jet says he'd like to see Algier with Zach. Jets forever doesn't like. Imagine this, another player. I didn't forget Brian Robinson. I think Brian Robinson is not going to do much in the NFL. That's what I think. But we could have added him, but I added Rashad White instead, Kev. No sweat. Let's see. So Ragnar says it's still too early for a running back. Look what it says for our needs. We know our needs. You know, we don't have to look at them. We don't need them to help. They say wide receiver, even though we took one already. Linebacker, even though we just took one. And a cornerback. That's what they say. I mean, we could go double. I mean, like I said, I think linebacker, and you said this earlier, I think linebacker is one of our weakest positions on the team. The fact that people don't want to address it, I think that people don't really necessarily understand how to build a football team. They go for the glitz. Right. You know, they just want the fun. They just want, dude, you need these core players. What's that?
The shiny thing. Like, look at this. He can
jump
really high and catch the ball. So,
right.
But,
shiny things.
And also, we shouldn't be reaching for need anyway. New York Jets, Mets, Knicks, Survivor.
What'd he say?
No, he just said, look what it says for our needs. I was just responding. Like, shouldn't reach for need. Who's the best player for where we can actually really use them and really help the team? Not necessarily a need. That's all.
Right. Yeah. So look at this poll. Everybody is in the 29, the 20 percentile. So you got a lot of love spread across the room here. Let's give it 30 more seconds and see where it ends up. Right now, this shows how much, I don't know, how much I disagree with so many of you. And that's the fun part about this. James Cook and Tyler Algier would be the two I don't even consider on this list. Now, it's not to say that they wouldn't be good or whatever, but it's just funny. I would be like, it doesn't even register to take James Cook or Tyler Algier for me. It's Rashad White or Dameon Pierce. I'm 100%. That just shows how differently we see things, right? Like how many different opinions are in here. But it's funny. Let's give it 10 more seconds. Right now, it's between Pierce. Rashad White is out. So Pierce, James Cook, and Tyler Algier are all within 4% of each other. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Get your votes in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have a tie. I have to let it. I'm just going to end it and see where it goes.
Okay.
Let's see what happened. There had to be. Let's see.
Oh my gosh.
Let me see. So, Dameon Pierce won by 1%. That's crazy.
All right.
Yeah, Drupacabra, first of all, I'm well aware of what era it is. I'm also, just with respect, I've talked to you for a couple weeks now. You have no idea how to actually build a team. You only want the drapes. You don't want the subfloor. You know what I mean? Like you need to have a foundation before the shiny things can do anything. Hey, that's what you want. I know how to build a team. Number one, I've actually coached for many years, and I know how to do this thing. We have no linebackers. We had the 32nd ranked defense. Your offense can score 100 points a game. Guess what? You're going to lose 110 to 100. That's what you have to have linebackers. Did you see how easily that are we couldn't even cover screen passes last year? You need to be able to fix that. or else you're not going to win games. We couldn't get off the field. Our offense was never on the field. Defensive drives, they would just eat 6 yards, 8 yards, 10 yards. They would eat 15 minutes off the clock.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what era it is, man. I don't think you even know what you're talking about. You can't think about more than one position, my friend. So give me a break.
Make me damn sick when it'd be 3rd and 19 and you're actually worried that they'd convert it, because half the time they frickin' would. It's yeah.
So now he's saying defensive tackle is more in need than linebacker. Again, that statement alone says how little that you're aware, my friend. Just with respect, how you could even entertain that. We have 7 of 8 defensive tackles. We have 1 linebacker on the team that's worth a shit. Everybody else is a complete question mark. We have no idea. None. Defensive tackle. We're actually well stocked with defensive tackle. Now, can we add one? Sure. But telling you defensive tackle is a greater need than linebacker, I think you are either drunk or you're just a silly, silly boy. One or the other. All right, so let's go ahead. Who the hell won now? Damian Pierce. Here he comes.
All right.
Look at this. Look how fast. Oh, my God. Look at Bell. There goes Myjai Sanders. Rashid Walker. They're all gone.
Damn.
What the fuck just happened? Oh, it crushed us. Ah. Well, I'll tell you one thing I don't know clearly is how to do a full friggin' mock.
Yeah.
I did it. Look at that. So, hey, there it is, guys.
Okay.
Well, it ended up being a 3-round mock. That's bullshit. My bad. I don't know how it happened. I did it so deliberate earlier. See, Drupacabra got me all jammed up. So here's what it is. So there it is. Okay. We had it an hour and 40 minutes anyway. So my bad, but here's our mock. So give me your 3-round mock grade. I suck. I'm so upset with myself. We traded back and got that extra 4th. So we didn't use 4 picks. But here's what we did. Anyway, you guys can laugh and yell and throw shit. God hated this mock Beano. Well, let's take a look and see what it is. Okay, so the first thing we did was we traded back. We gained a 1st-round pick for next year. Okay, so that's first. We traded back 2 spots. We gained a 1st-round pick next year. We robbed the Panthers, and they took Evan Neal. Then we got Jermaine Johnson, who they have downgraded from D- to F. Then we got Jamison Williams, the injured wide receiver, and they gave us a B+ on that one. The trade, we traded up into the 1st round, so to give us a 3rd 1st-round pick, they gave us a C for the trade. We got safety Jaquan Brisker. They gave us a D+ for that. Then we got linebacker Leo Chenal. They gave us a B+ for that. Then Damian Pierce, they gave us a D. So we got an F, a D+, a D, and it rounded out to a C+. Amazing. How the hell did that happen? So guys, give us your letter grades. I'll put this back up here. Let me see. Where'd it go? There it is.
We killed it. I think we killed it. It was amazing.
You like this mock?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, okay. So give us your letter grade. Okay. Sorry about the 3-round thing. We missed out on our 4th and 5th round. It sucked because we did some good work. We traded away a 4th and then traded back and gained it again. Not the exact 4th, but that was some good work. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
But so give us your letter grades up here. I'm going to take a look, but first we're going to hear what Iowa thinks. What grade do you give it, Iowa?
Honestly, I give it a B. It's pretty good. I'm a little wishy-washy on Jermaine Johnson personally. I'd obviously rather have Thibodeau, honestly. But
he wasn't there anyway, so we couldn't have him. Yeah.
Yeah. I just got that good gut feeling about Brisker. So and Chenal. I'll give it a B.
You're gonna give it a B?
Yeah.
All right. I'll reserve mine. I know what I'm gonna give it, but I'm gonna check the chat. I know. Look at all these guys. You're laughing at me. You guys.
If Jeremy was the co-host, then I'd give it a C-. But because it's me, it's a B. So That's
okay. There you go. That's
there you go.
see, that's the thing. Like when you look at it really, like, so let's look, we all have players we like, and most of the time, no matter what we land on, there's 100 people that hate it, right? But like, let's take a look. Really, if we came out of this draft with Jermaine Johnson, Jamison Williams, Jaquan Brisker, Leo Chanel, Damian Pierce, and a first next year to give us a third straight year with 2 firsts, that's hard to hate. That's hard to hate. Now, again, I'm not the biggest Jermaine Johnson guy, but I'm not so anti him that I don't think he would be a good pick. I think he's going to be a damn good football player. Now, maybe not my favorite edge, but I think he's going to be good. And he would be the best swing we took at an edge rusher in a long ass time. So, all right, Jets Forever gives it an F. I'm surprised at you, Jets Forever. You sounded so positive. John Amarella says, gives it a B plus. We didn't get Van Valkenburg. I know. Trenton Shelley gives it an A minus. Let me go here. Hold on.
Van Valkenburg would have been my 4th round pick, just so you know.
Totally.
So
really? You would have reached.
No,
Even now, I love him and I wouldn't. Yeah. So that would have been a little bit. Let's see where we are. I got to find everybody. So, all right.
Well, you said I was going to get roasted no matter what I picked. So
Totally.
Well, swing for the fences, right?
Yeah, there you go. Okay, says Jets. Well, if we brought this, look, with our free agency, and even though I'm pissed that we didn't get to finish it, in free agency, if we, including our free agency with this draft, again, gaining a first next year, coming in with Williams, Johnson, Brisker, Leo Chanel, dude, I would be very happy. This would be one of the best drafts we've ever had, in my opinion. I'm not kidding. And even though I don't love it, and it would still be great. Hunter Smith gives it an F. Matthew Smith says, oh my God, this draft sucks. Holy crap. Harold D gives it a D, or Harold H, sorry, gives it a D. Let's see. I know they gave us a C for I know it's crazy. Look, their ratings are their ratings. That's the thing. We never use the ratings of the sim because we know our team better than they do, in my opinion. Right. So we never use it. In PFN, if they rated it, they'd give us Fs all the time. Let's see. And Noel, go on.
Holding the safety trade or the trade back up against us or against this is it's kind of messed up because obviously we wouldn't trade back up for a safety, but it was hey, we're going to trade back up.
Totally. Well, and that's that's the thing. I wish we could get everybody in the room to understand, to look at it conceptually. So we traded back up. Now, we did that before we knew how the draft fell, right? But still, it's highly unlikely that we would trade into the first to get a safety. It's unlikely. It's not impossible, but we should be able to consider that. But as a collective, we find it hard to do that. So, they want the player that they want, and they want the position that they want. For me, if we're trading back up into the first, it would be specific. So if we were going to double, if we saw Boye Mafe there, he shouldn't be there. We thought he was going to get taken. We want him. That kind of a thing. Now, would we trade up for Jaquan Brisker? It's possible. We only gave up a 4th to do it. So it's not that expensive. But like Chris Felice said, not trading back into the first round for Brisker. Well, I don't know. I think he's just he's as good of a shot at a safety as anybody. But, anyway, that's what I wish we could do that, but it's very difficult. We had almost 300 people in here when we were voting, and it's hard. It's hard to get everybody on the same page, man. We all got our feelings. We got guys that no matter what you say, you can talk about anything. They don't give a shit. They want a wide receiver. That's it. Right. They can't think outside that. And I get it. So Duncan gives it a D. Mutt Files gives it a B plus. John Rogers says A plus. Iowa, what do you think of that? A plus. Love the trade back. Look at that.
Thanks. That's amazing. We are amazing, is what that means right there.
Yeah. B minus from Steve. Thomas Cahill gives it a D. Jets Mess gives it a C. Jake gives it a B minus. Right. L.A. McKay gives it a hard C. So straight up, no minus, no plus, C.
Just C.
Pete Detraglia gives it a C. Let's see. That's a D. Real J. Let's see what else. Hennessy gives it a C. It wasn't a trade down to 29, Kev. But again, this is, look, like I said, like we do themes for the mock, right? We all voted. I had about 400 votes on the pre-theme. So we picked that we would trade back into the first. Now, again, I wish we could remember that and consider why we would do it. But again, it's hard to get 300 people to think like that. So we just, when we're at pick 29, we can't keep in our brain that we traded up. Why would we realistically trade up? But it's okay. Like, we don't have to get all bent out of shape about it. It's like, okay, well, we took Jaquan Brisker at 29. So it's a good pick. He's a damn good pick. So now, would I do it? Maybe not, but he's a good pick. I don't care what PFF says.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you can never satisfy everyone, and that's fine, but it is what it is. Like you said, there are these people that want to show up and they're like, hey, pick the guys that I want. That's
right. Period. So I'm going to do a couple more. I'm going to bring Jeremy on to see what he thinks about this shit show. Cadoza gives it a C minus. Mm-hmm. That's not allowed, Cadoza. I don't know if you know. There's no such thing, buddy. James Sanzone gives it a D. Hader Ali says easily a B plus. I'm with you. That's kind of where I am. Pete gives it a C. Noel says it's a C. Drupacabra gives it a C minus.
Wow.
John,
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
After all that, because he knows. He's just fucking around. This guy, he's a ball buster. I can tell. Mm-hmm. Strickland, that's why I like him. He's a B. K says C minus. OOK says do another 3-rounder. Dude, that took us an hour and 40 minutes to get there. I don't know if we can do it. I know. I wish I could just do the 4th and 5th round and see what we're doing. Some guy B minus. Harold votes again. Says he wants us to know it was terrible. So now he said D before. Now he says terrible. D
stands for terrible. Absolutely terrible.
Absolutely terrible. Braden says, I can't believe we didn't take Devin Lloyd. Braden, you're the best. B plus. Kev says C minus. Gary says C. MM12 or 1024 says C plus. It wasn't that, John. It had nothing to do with my fingers. It was the presetting. So I thought I hit 7. I guess it just default. When I made the trade or something, I may have picked 3. So that was a part of the presetting. As soon as we got to our pick, it ended it. So I didn't touch anything at that point. It was something I did before it. But hey, what are you going to do? So Jake says it's a C. Yeah, I know. I would have taken Karlaftis too. So let's see what Jeremy says. Let's bring in the always sensible Jeremy right after Bill says it's an A minus. So let's say hello to Jeremy. And Jeremy, what do you think, buddy? What would you give this mock?
I'm in the B range, and here's the thing: that everybody's looking at just the players, and they're forgetting about the value of that number 1 pick next year.
Hell yeah!
I just don't understand why. Like, I understand you don't get that instant reward, but for what we're doing right now as an organization, if this really happened, right, we got this just handful of really good players and potential contributors to the team, and then you walk away, and next year you're looking at 2 first-round picks again. I don't know. To me, that's just exactly what we need to do to like really build this thing up and keep building.
Right. Yeah. And the Panthers pick is going to be a really high pick next year, most likely. Especially since they trade who they get with their trade up in this particular scenario. Because Darnold's not going to do it for him, unfortunately. As much as I love Sam, he's not going to do it for him. So
yeah. Well, I think what Jeremy said too, like you have to look like I think you nailed it. It's like we get stuck on the players. Like look at last year's draft. We all look back at last year's draft and we say that was a damn good draft. But when you saw Michael Carter in the 4th, Jamie Sherwood in the 4th, Jason Pinnock, Hamza Nasruddin, Michael Carter II, Brandon Eccles, tell me, please be honest and tell me you were psyched about those players when they came down the pike. Our first thought was I don't know who the fuck these guys are. A lot of those guys weren't even in Sims for us to like play with. Like Pinnock and Eccles weren't even in Sims last year, I think it was. So it was a couple of them. But like realistically, then with our 6th round pick, we took Jonathan Marshall. Very few people, dude, were psyched about it because it's hard to get outside of our own box. You know what I mean? But dude, getting a first for next year is fantastic. If we can do that this year and still come out with Jermaine Johnson and Jamison Williams in the first, are you kidding me?
Right.
I would be fucking cheering if we come out of the first with a top 5 edge rusher and potentially the best wide receiver in the class, injury aside, and gained a 1st round pick for next year. Dude, if we're not applauding, we should be really dragged aside and not be allowed to be Jets fans anymore. Because that would be magical, you know?
Right. And I actually went back and I looked at a few of the Chiefs, Kansas City Chiefs drafts and who they picked over the last few years. And really, they only get maybe 1, maybe 2 contributors out of their draft class every single year. And that's
right.
We doubled that just with our first 4 picks last year. And it's
right.
Our expectations are so damn high. We expect every single pick to be amazing, where it's not going to happen. It just isn't.
It's right. It's unlikely to happen that way, right? Mm-hmm. Like last year, the fact that Michael Carter II, who was the one out of that back end batch that I actually liked beforehand, like Michael Carter II, I thought was a good pick. But I'll be honest, Jason Pinnock, I still don't love that pick. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, why? It's way too early. Like, so a whole thing, but like to think that we got like Iowa just said, the first 4 picks from Zach to ABT to Elijah Moore to Michael Carter. If that is the whole draft, it's a very solid draft, very strong. The fact that we got Michael Carter, potentially Sherwood, Brandon Eccles, all these guys, and we don't even know what Jonathan Marshall does. He's a solid 10. He's a straight up 10 on the RAS score. So it's like, who knows? That could be literally the best draft we've ever had. Now, when we go into this draft, again, this is all stuff that Joe Douglas did. We have 2 firsts, we have 2 seconds, we have 2 fourths, 2 fifths. By getting rid of garbage like Chris Herndon, like an injured Avery Williamson, you know, all these guys, you know, obviously Sam and Jamal. It's going to be magical if he's able to do what we just did. And again, this draft didn't go the way I thought it should go either. But if we are able to get Jermaine Johnson, Jamison Williams, a first next year, Jaquan Brisker, Leo Chanel, dude, Damian Peart, like it should be applauded. You know, everybody giving it an F. I don't know what you guys are thinking. I really don't.
Yeah, it is what it is. I guess they're entitled to their opinions, but you know, even if
they are not, they are not. No
even
longer.
If their opinions are completely wrong. They're entitled to them.
The chat is the one that made this draft.
That's the funniest part about it. Right? I didn't even vote, and I'm defending your own shit to you. I know, that's the funniest part about it, Jeremy, and that's a great point. It's you know, it's everything is a poll. You guys voted for every single pick. Now, the part that's my fault is that it ended after pick 69. That's on me, 100%. I'm the only one who can impact that end. But damn, I thought you guys ended up doing a pretty damn good job. Not only with the trade back from 4 to 6, but you also got the 3rd first for a song. All you did was give up pick 111 and you got back into the first round. Now, again, would we do that for a safety? Probably not. Probably not. Unless Kyle Hamilton slips all the way the hell down there or something crazy. Probably not. But again, Jaquan Brisker is a damn good pick, guys. You know? So T.A. Rugg says he doesn't know what they see in Sherwood. Well, the thing is, I don't really know either, but we didn't get a chance to really see him. We saw a little bit, and then he had the Achilles injury, so we don't know. We know Saleh loves him, so We got to give it time. Hopefully he can stay healthy this year so we can actually see what we have in him. But again, the idea that linebacker isn't a need for us, I don't know where that could come from. And there are reporters saying that the Jets feel good about their linebackers. Now, if Sherwood and Cardoza end up being great, fantastic. Like Frankie seems to think that they're really high on Quincy Williams, possibly. But what I see is a part-time player. I don't know. But I think linebacker is one of our needs, man. Jeremy, what do you think about linebacker?
No, I think it's definitely a need. I can't imagine that, especially after an Achilles. Not that I didn't love what Sherwood was doing anyway. And I understand he was young and we had to be patient, but then he blows out an Achilles. I mean, I don't know if he's ever going to come back the same. That's a real pretty serious injury. I mean, just like with the whole Carl Lawson. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen with him now.
Right. And that's kind of why, again, me and my Nakobe Dean soapbox, but he's, everybody's harping on Nakobe Dean for being a smaller linebacker, which is about the kind of size of linebacker that Saleh seems to really like. And, with Sherwood and Nasruddin being converted safeties, there is precedent for very productive players to be in the NFL that are converted safeties. The most famous is Brian Urlacher. He was a safety in college. So, who knows? And those two guys are late round picks. It's going to take them a bit before they can show anything, really. So,
there's a few of those. I mean, look, it happens all the time. Now, I'm always concerned about that. I'm always leery. It's like even when you draft a right tackle and you expect to put him on the left side, like there's no guarantee. Like you really don't know. But that's where it's on the coaches. You know what I mean? Like if they think they can do something, they see what they need. Hopefully we have a regime that can actually come through on those goals. Now, look, and I've shared this with you guys, I'm a very big supporter of Joe Douglas and his staff. I am not convinced with the coaching staff yet. I like how respected they are. I thought Mike LaFleur showed a lot at, the second half of the season. So I'm happy with that. But truth be told, I don't think they handled everything great last year. I just don't, and I'm not convinced. I have hope, but that's where I think most of my concern lies is with Saleh and Ulbricht and those guys. I like Middleton. I like Tony Oden. I like Mike LaFleur. But overall, there's a lot. They're putting a lot on themselves. They clearly have a lot of faith in what they can do because they're putting a lot on themselves. Lots of conversions, lots of starting rookies, developing, all that kind of stuff, which is why I don't think we're going to go cornerback. It's like, why put in this whole year developing these guys and then start over the next year? I don't know. It just, to me, it doesn't. Now, if they decide to do that, that's concerning to me. It is. It's concerning. Like what? So we wasted a whole year of development and then we just replaced guys. Like you guys fucking picked them. You picked guys, chose to start them. You developed them for a year and you're going to wash your hands. Doesn't make sense to me. You know what I mean?
Right. But they were also a lot of first year coaches. They were rookies as well. And
totally.
So, there were mistakes and there probably will be some mistakes this year as well. And I just, I think I have a really good feeling about Saleh. I don't, maybe it's just because he's really well spoken and we haven't had a really well spoken head coach in a long time.
Right.
But I don't know. I think he'll be fine until you see him like guest star on a TV show or a movie. He'll be fine because that's like the death knell of all of our coaches. Like the last 5 have all been in something. Like what was it? Mangini was in an episode of Sopranos, right? And
Rex had that movie, and I'm with you.
Right.
It's like everybody just calm down and do football for us, please. Can we do that?
Right. And
can we do that?
This was in something before he was even the Dolphins coach. That's how I knew he was DOA. He was Igor in Young Frankenstein.
Who was? Oh my God.
He was, Adam Gase was Igor in Young Frankenstein, wasn't he?
I don't know.
He's saying Igor.
Yeah, maybe.
Did you guys never see Young Frankenstein? Okay.
No, I did, but I thought it was Igor. And you're saying Igor, so it's confusing.
In Young Frankenstein, the Mel Brooks movie.
Oh.
Okay, hold on. Jeez.
Yeah, so Rob's saying the end. Well, look, Rob's saying that about the cornerbacks, they were late round picks and essentially flyers. Well, if you're looking at 4th and 5th round picks as flyers and then choosing to start them all year, as opposed to bringing in any free agents or anything like that, like, I don't understand the logic there. Like, why did you waste the whole year trying to develop them? I mean, that's the thing with mid-round picks, is that you want to develop them. You know what I mean? That's why. Now, it might take 2 years, 3 years, whatever, but you've started them all year. And the goal is to develop these guys. So, and they played well. That's the other side of it. They actually played well. They had no pass rush, no safety help. These cornerbacks were left alone out there, man. With no linebackers, except for C.J. Mosley. So they were asked to do a whole bunch, and they actually showed up and played well. And so, I don't know. It just seems backwards to me. Now, if you want to go and take a guy like Sauce Gardner because he's the best player on your board, okay, I understand that. That said, I don't think that's going to be the case. You know, I think that they're going to want to go edge, and they should, because the edge rushers are at least on the same tier. Maybe not every edge rusher, but there should be an edge rusher on the same tier with Sauce Gardner. I'm convinced of that. But anyway, yeah.
See, that's Igor from Young Frankenstein.
That's right, that's Adam Gase. That's who that is.
Yeah, that's Adam Gase.
Right.
Awesome.
Oh, God. Igor. That's funny. That was a great movie, man. That movie's fantastic. So they were terrible. I don't even know what you guys watch half the time. I really don't. I don't know how you guys can look at the same thing I'm looking at and see something completely opposite. Were they great? No. They were rookies being asked to do a lot, and they played well. That's what look, guys don't come out and dominate, man. 4th, 5th, 3rd round. They don't do that, generally speaking. What they did, if you look at what they actually came up with last year and how they played well as a unit. They got better as the season went on. Dude, you can't blame the cornerbacks because we couldn't get a goddamn screen pass covered. It's not what they're doing, you know? Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. They were terrible. I don't see it. All right, guys. Well, look, I'm exhausted. Clearly, I want to thank guys at Iowa, man. I'm sorry we didn't get a full 5 rounds in for you, buddy. But I think we did a fucking pretty good job as far as getting the meat in the sandwich there, man. We had 2 trades. We gained a first. We got a lot done in there, man. So I hope you had a good time, my friend.
Yeah, I did have a good time. I am a little disappointed I didn't get that 4th round pick so I could be eviscerated by the chat. But, hey, it's okay.
Right. Yeah, no, he was really looking forward to everybody telling him how bad he sucks.
Right.
And that stuff lasts for a couple of weeks. They would have come back next week to remind you how bad your pick sucked.
Oh, that's what they would have done. It. But guys, I'm already married. I know what that's like. That's old news.
Oh, that's funny. Right. I agree, Rob V. But it's like, as far as the cornerbacks, that was the one shining light of the team. Granted, did they play fantastic? No, because they were asked to do. They were the only guys actually doing anything. Even our defensive line was supposed to be the strength, and it was decimated with injuries. So, again, it's going to be, I know people forget how bad this team was. Tell me about it. But again, you have to know what you're looking at. You have to know where the progress is, and you have to know where the potential is. You can't start over every single year, guys. Can't do it. Evidenced by our last decade, because that's what we've been doing. Guys, don't forget to like the stream. I don't care if you liked it or not. We earned it. Give us a thumbs up. Go ahead and do that. Iowa, I want to thank you, buddy, for being here. And thank you for all your support and being a beanbagger, tier 3 beanbagger. We're going to do our private mock this Wednesday. It should be a little bit calmer, I think. But anyway, yeah, I hope you had a good time, man. Again, I'm sorry that it ended a little bit early for you.
It's all right. No, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're very welcome, my friend. And Jeremy, thank you as always, buddy. Don't forget, you can follow Jeremy over at NFL Chaos with Jeremy. And he's got the Wacky Wednesday show. He's got he's got all kinds of great shows. It's Friday night. What's the Friday? Nick Shine, and then Sunday with Dom, the dueling drafts. You guys are wrapping that one up too. So next week will be our final Monday night 10 o'clock mock. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be 9 hours long. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to run 6 simulators at the same time. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do one that we can only pick edge rushers, one we only pick wide receivers, one we only pick tight ends. That's what we're going to do. So, all right, guys, we'll listen.
Definitely get everybody that everybody wants. So.
That's it. That's what we're going to do. We'll only pick the players. I'm going to run. If there's 340 people in here, we'll have 340 mocks, and I'll let everybody just pick who they want, and then we'll all get A's. Wouldn't that be nice? All of us get A's. 3 more rounds next week. Well, actually, it would only be 2, TA. Only 2. We only missed out on 4th and 5th. We don't have 6ths or 7ths. That's right. So, guys, you guys are the best. Jeremy, again, thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. Iowa, yeah, thank you. And sorry, Jeremy, I don't want to cut you off. You want to say hello or something?
No, I just said anytime.
All right, man. Everybody, have a great night. We will see you next time.
1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock. 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8.
Johnny Lamb Jones. Wide receiver. As a season ticket holder of the Jets, I'm going to fool Ken O'Brien of California Davis.
Obviously, the Jets know something that, the people up there don't. Fullback. Hello.
Roger Vick. Jeff Lageman.
Jets just don't understand the dress all about.
Blair Thomas, running back, Penn State. Johnny Mitchell. The New York Jets select tight end from Penn State, Kyle Brady. Vernon Golson.
Cleveland traded the 5th pick to the New York Jets. And with the 5th pick in the 2009 NFL Draft, New York Jets select Mark Sanchez.
D. Milner. Dino Smith. Jets select quarterback Christian Hackenberg.
Sam Darnold.
The New York Jets select Zach Wilson.
Future Pro Bowler Elijah Moore.
Michael Carter, running back.